Looking at another application, again, we're trying to solve equations. So let's just see where this one kind of takes us as far as our thinking goes. A kiln fires 6 large vessels in 3 hours. And then how many vases can be fired in 15 hours? So it sounds like a pottery lesson. So again, what we're looking for is how many vases can be fired in 15 hours. So that's kind of where we are. So that's our unknown fact is how many vases. The known facts, 6 vases in 3 hours, that's a rate, if you will. That means to write this as a fraction. So 6 vases in 3 hours means to write that as per 3 hours. What I can do is change this to a unit rate as well. So if I divide this out, notice how 3 does go into 6 evenly. So this really means 2 vases per 1 hour. So what we're trying to figure out is how many vases can be fired in 15 hours. So it sounds like we're doing 2 vases per hour. And if we have 15 hours, it sounds like we're just going to be multiplying those two things together. So that seems to be our relationship because we're going to be doing 15 hours here. So we're going to be adding 2 15 times. So what we kind of pick up on this kind of is our breadcrumb, 2 vases in 1 hour, and we're given 15 hours. So that relationship means we're going to add this 15 times. In other words, 2 times 15 becomes our relationship. So 2 times 15 is going to give me then 30 vases in 15 hours. Does that make sense? 6 vases in 3 hours, 30 vases in 15 hours. And that should make sense because you are literally making 2 vases per hour. So it should make sense that in 15 hours, you should make as twice as many vases as there are hours. So 30 vases would be your solution to that problem. So again, I'm using this unknown facts, known facts, relationship, estimation, calculation, interpretation. But also I'm kind of doing this kind of mentally as I go along. And then when I see something to put down, I start to write stuff down. So that 6 vases in 3 hours jumped out at me as a rate because that's a clue there that we're in 3 hours implies a ratio or a rate. So that's expressed as a fraction. And then I can actually reduce that down to a smaller rate or what's called a unit rate, 2 vases per 1 hour. And that's a lot more concrete for me to solve this problem. And that allowed me to kind of finish out the problem and come up with a solution. Okay. So the catch was understanding what in the world does 6 vases in 3 hours mean? Well, that's considered a ratio or a rate.